bring up, I know we had some damage on 350 West in regards to the railroad project that happened in Decatur County on 40 bypass. And but anyhow, I'd like to be able to turn that over to commissioners and Chad to seek any kind of reimbursement. I did find out that the railroad hired a sign company, got the contract. Okay, they hired a sign company to do the project. Okay, so I've basically been around with the railroad. That's where I'm at. So the sign company hired this, the railroad hired this company, and that company hired another company. So it's, I don't know.
The railroad's responsible.
That is
correct.
It's
their project.
That is correct. So I put together a letter from the county. I've got contact information. I have got phone numbers for the company that got the contract, and phone numbers from the one that got hired by the second company, and a phone number to the railroad. I have a document of the closure, because it was only supposed to be a 7-day closure on each side of the road. And in turn, the sign company closed down the whole road to make a road cut, and it created chaos. It damaged about 0.8 of a mile of road on 350 West. I've got an estimate. I had Tim put together an estimate on repaving that road for repairs. It was 60% good, okay, for our PACE rating. So I would like to see repairs from the railroad for 60%, and the county would pick up the other 40%. Okay, so I've got that information. I've also got a printout of our work log that we had to go in and repair the road on overtime. And it's got a list of stone, man hours, equipment. I've got all that information, but I'd like to turn that over to somebody. If you need any more additional information, I can try and get that somehow. But I think the FRA needs to be contacted to seek repairs. Lastly, I have with me today Andy Sidey with John Deere to answer any questions in regards to the road graders.
Andy?
Yes, sir.
My question, I guess, is if we were to buy these graders today, graders we have.
Correct.
What is the buyout cost, and what was the buyout cost at the end of the 3rd year lease? I understand we've had them for 9 years.
You've had them for, this will be the end of the 6th year. You've had this be the end of the 6th year that you've had them. You leased them for 3 years, and then they released them for another 3.
Okay, so I'm wrong then, because I was told it was 6. We've already had, this would be the end of 9 years.
No, this coming up in November will be the end of the 6th year.
Okay.
On those graders.
So is the buyout now the same as it was at the end of the first term?
No, sir, because it dropped. And I don't have that number, but it dropped when we released them. When you guys released them, it dropped down to residual that it is today.
Okay.
Or that will be 171,438.12.
That's what it'll be at the November?
Yeah, per machine in November 15th.
And if I were to buy a new machine today of similar size, what's that?
415, 240, 333.
Okay.
And in that number, it has Todd asked for it'll be completely under service contract for that time, for 3 years and 36 months. And it also has a 4-year, 4,000-hour extended power training hydraulic warranty.
That's at the buyout price?
No, that's at the sale price.
The new price?
Yeah, the buyout price is just, there is nothing more on that as far as service contracts or warranty left on that machine.
And if we were to buy one of those, can we do some kind of maintenance contract?
Yes, yeah, we can do a maintenance. You can buy one or both of these, or I mean, if you, whatever you do, we can put a warranty. No, there won't be an extended warranty on it. Because it doesn't make sense at this age, because you have to go through, pull all kinds of samples for John Deere to put a warranty on it. We can go to an outside company, but we've not had really good success with them. We can do a service contract, yes. It's a per hour, whatever you tell us. Say we want, if you think, we look at it and say, hey, we put 700 hours or 600 hours a year on it, we'll put a service contract. We can tailor a service contract for your needs on that going forward if you buy those.
So what's the availability on new ones? I mean, how much lead time you
If
need?
we, to get them, and I looked at this, and this is a moving target. If we order them soon, we can have them by the time they come in. If not, if you guys order them, if you order new ones and they do not come in time, and it's all of ours, it's a supply issue, we would work out, we would make an agreement with you folks somehow to keep these two graders until the new ones came in. Granted, it's not 6 months after, middle, but when I saw them, it was, we're gonna come in, if we ordered them in June, they're supposed to come in October. So I can't see them going real far out. So, but if it happened to go, December, January, we would work with you guys and make it where your graders, you'd always have graders until your new ones came in.
If we chose to purchase one or both of these existing graders we have, would Deere be able to finance?
I will need to contact John Deere Financial on that because we've never had a municipality finance. They won't lease them. They won't release them. I'm sure they can come up with some, I'm not sure on, and I have to get with our financial rep to see what they could do. What kind of term would you be thinking on that? So I can tell them.
I would think another 3 years.
Okay.
Financing over 3 years.
What's our current lease payment? What are we currently paying lease?
I think do you know that over here?
It's gonna be somewhere in the neighborhood of like 43,000 a year, I think, per machine.
I was thinking
Oh,
about
you see
9
something
grand.
there.
Yeah, I think that's what it was when we released them. I don't have the exact number, but that's close.
It's under 100,000.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
That was my bad on the 9 years, so
It's okay.
I apologize for that.
Well, we have 100 in lit for the rotators, correct?
Right.
These graders don't have a huge number of hours. I think the life of, if we bought them and financed them for 3 more years, because they won't lease them, our lit payment would come close to it. If we want to purchase both of them, we need to take that. I can do it, figure we can, we got some time.
Are there any mechanical issues, any issues with the two current ones that we have?
No,
So everything's still,
I mean, if anything, we take care of the tires, the county does, batteries,
Your service.
yes.
and then John Deere services. There's quite a bit of service on that.
Yeah, your big expense is probably gonna be tires. Should be tires, should only be tires on that machine.
We'll probably get replacement blades too, cutting edge. The tires are part of the issue. But I know tires went up. I know my maintenance guy told him that guy with came in about truck tires and front tire on those triaxles now is around $800 just for one tire. So
What is the service life hours wise on the grader? I have no
like we're putting 291 on a year, hours on one, and 388 on the other, average.
7,000 left.
Because I based that on 9 years.
Yeah, I got a little over 400 for one and just under 600 for
About
another.
500 an hour.
Because we asked them, when we released them, one machine had considerably more hours than the other one. And we had asked them at the time when they released it, in order to keep it under with a service contract and everything, to try to flop them and use the lower even more, to catch it up on before they release, so you wouldn't be so lopsided on the lease, make sure you didn't go over on your hours.
So in this lease, how many hours are allowed a year?
1,000.
1,000, okay.
That's the minimum that John Deere, that's the lowest John Deere lease amount, John Deere Financial.
So we're
You're way under.
under that.
But it really wasn't the lease number I was worried about, it was the PM contracts, we could make sure we could get it. Because when we redid it, you had enough money saved up, because you didn't get your hours. We just extended your PM contract versus charging a new one. So we just extended it in order to keep it underneath there to save money. That's why I asked them to switch it, so they would not go over 3,000 hours on one.
So if we maintain the 500 hours a year that we've been maintaining basically for the last 6, we're talking another 14 years of service life before they were at their 10,000.
Yeah, I think we're good for another 3 anyway.
Yeah, so just, I mean, big numbers. I mean, we want to trade in or resale at a rate where we're still.
That's something, yeah, that's some value. That's what I would lean to, lean toward. Just buying these, if they'll finance them.
I would have loved,
If you can find that out.
I will find out and get it back to Todd.
Yeah,
It will not be today, because they're.
Oh, I'm
ready
sure,
today.
yeah.
and cost for that service for you.
I'm sorry.
The cost.
So you want me to keep this cost for another additional 3 years on PM?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if we did decide to purchase these, are you thinking that we may keep them for another 3 years, 6 years?
3 at least.
So at the end of that 3 years, we're gonna be looking at another lease, okay? Would you guys buy those then after that?
Oh, yeah.
They'd have trade value.
Yeah, they had trade value on them.
Yeah, I think that's a good direction to go with the hours.
As low as the hours are.
And there is, I looked at them, there is. I didn't pull any oil samples or anything, but there is none.
No. Climbed all over them Saturdays.
Yeah, so if you can get those numbers for us, then we'll talk about it again the next meeting.
Yeah, the only thing we'll have to set up is, I don't know what yours, when you guys meet, but that'll be due on it'll have to be taken care of on, I think, by the 15th of November. So if we have to do the meeting before that, or whoever signs paperwork, however we do that, that'd be the only thing we need to do. The PM contracts, no big deal, that's just, that's on us, but
If you can have us something back this month, we can talk about it in August.
yeah, I'll have it. Like I said, I'll send notes to our financial reps from John Deere. Like I said, I know they're not working today, so I'll have to, it'll be the end of the week prior to they get it to me, and then I'll forward it on Todd and go from there.
That's great.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming down.
You guys have anything for me?
We're gonna open it. It's 8:30. so-
Okay.
Kenny.
Since our last get together, I was here for 4 days out of the 10. I had 20 inspections on my, Krista had 20 inspections for the 6 days that I was out. We had 14 new building permits and plan reviews. Had 1 red tag stop work order and no permit, property owner was home. And he showed me that the posts were on cinder blocks and not in the ground. It's a portable chain, so had to retract that red tag. I had a call from a property owner in Bernie. They said they heard we were about to send cleanup letters. And they wanted to know if they were on the list. I told them as long as they keep the property clean, they were not to be on the mailing list. I had a complaint on my desk this morning that I saw filled out. I haven't investigated it real close, but I do remember seeing that they wanted me to send a letter to the House and Lights in Marshall. So I'll have to be on that, taking care of Angie from the health department. Had a complaint on it, put together some information for me to look at. I have to do it into his record. I gotta get on. Yeah, that's the plan. I'll try to get some stuff done.
Have the Smiths contacted you at all? They contacted you at all on 50 South? They contacted the commissioners, or Patty, I think, contacted Patty last week. Not the property tenant, but the property owners. So they've received Chad's letter and they're going, oh, he's working on it. So
I went out there Saturday and I saw little to any change in how it's looked.
Yeah, I drove by probably, it's probably been 2 weeks ago, maybe a little more than that.
so the complainants called me probably 2.5 weeks ago and said nothing's changed, it's actually getting worse. So my thought on the problem thing is if we proceed forward with Chad, Kenny or Chad or I or whoever can call the Smiths and advise them if they can have the situation taken completely care of prior to their court date and bring in proofs, and we can cancel the court date prior to their going, but I don't know that we need to take a step back.
If you were going, you can't get farm equipment through the road right now. There's maybe 10 feet of clearance between the junk on one side and the junk on the other on the county road.
And there's been no contact from any of the Smiths from the beginning to now, right? So it took the attention of the county attorney to get any contact at all. My opinion is we just move forward as we are. We can make contact, we may call mom and dad and say, hey, we're still going to proceed forward. If Chad's got, I don't think we got a date where we file anything before Chad do it.
No, I sent them a notice of suit letter, told them, I forget what the deadline I put on them was, but they had until X date to remedy the situation, have Kenny sign off, or we would file the lawsuit, and this is what would happen. I think it's set here to due dates are gonna come up in the next week or so. I'd have to go double check it, but I'll wait until that date comes, the lawsuit, if I could help them, I would.
No, that's perfect. Just proceed as we have to.
Yeah. I think so.
Have you made any progress on the Bernie situation?
No, I gotta get them letters sent out. I haven't done that yet. It was only like 4 days last week or 2 weeks ago. And then I got to see all 4 of my 5 kids though.
Well, that's good. Okay, so you're gonna get those letters out this week?
Yes, absolutely.
Anything else for you?
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Sheriff?
Good morning. Anybody read out an email to you last week? We had an unfortunate accident where one of our deputies was involved in a one vehicle crash. In our plans for a rotation of vehicles, that vehicle was supposed to have lasted at least 1 more year. It kind of thrown our rotation into a little bit of chaos. So the insurance payout on that vehicle was $28,325. We sold a Tahoe for $5,000. That gives us $33,325. I also submitted you the email the cost of a new Durango sitting on the lot that we can get our hands on, $47,120. So I'm short $13,795. I come seeking any help you might be able to give me in that cost to replace the vehicle.
As I recall, we had previously agreed to, I think, buy 3 vehicles. That will figure out.
Yeah, correct. You agreed to buy 3 and then I agreed to buy 2 out of commissary. You've already purchased 1. You've got another one ordered that should be here late August, early September. So we're trying to build a commissary fund to pay for that vehicle as well.
where are you as far as your fleet goes in general with, as far as having a backup vehicle?
We're kind of using bubble gum and duct tape at the moment, to be honest. At that last meeting, you okay with selling of one of our 4 Explorers? Well, we have since found a transmission for that. We can get the rebuilt transmission purchased and installed for 3,000. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We'll take that out of the commissary to keep that vehicle on the road for another year as well. So I'm scrambling a little bit with vehicles, to be honest. Get any help you'd be able to give me, I would very much appreciate it.
He's got a pretty big hat if you want to pat it around. That's where they're pretty
Are you
big.
saying I got a big head?
No. Oh, it's big. I don't know how it fits under it. Janet, any ideas? Got any fun down there?
Budget funds, several things in the commissioner's budget that's earmarked, they have discussed. Which you have obligated.
Our vehicle fund is basically zero at this point, correct?
Past
I could take this out of commissary at this point in time. But I may come back and that other vehicle arrives and if I had it in my hand, so to speak.
Till it comes, yeah.
Yeah.
How much do we have? I know we paid for the salary study out of plans and implementations.
That's my understanding, is at 44.
Yeah.
So that brings it about 25.
I thought we were paying half this year.
Yeah, we're gonna pay half.
Yeah.
Half next.
23.
And does this include the equipment transfer? Is that gonna be an additional cost or?
It will not, we're gonna be able to salvage most of the police equipment out of the direct vehicle. So I will pay for the installation. If there's any additional purchase we have to in case it's broke, I'll take care of that on commissary.
Why don't you take, this out of commissary till your new one comes, when the new one gets here, we'll deal with what we gotta deal with then. I like kicking a can down the road.
Is there a reason why it was a truck, right?
Correct.
Is there a reason why you went with or you're looking at a Durango versus another truck?
There are no trucks on the lot anywhere at this point in time. You have to order it, and they're looking the first year. It's supply and demand thing, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was a particular reason that you were looking that way.
It's the only vehicle on the lot that we can find.
Do you know when you might be hit with that next invoice for the other vehicle that you have on order?
Again, we're anticipating late August, early September.
If you pay for this one now, do you have any idea how much we're going to have to come up with if we have to cover the one in late August or help you cover the one in late August?
Commissary revenue and expenses fluctuates. I can't give you a hard number. I'd like to tell you we could cover that at commissary, but I don't want to tell you that and be wrong.
Right.
And I have to say, I'm okay with paying up this current commissary now and dealing with the new car when it gets here, if we need to.
Yeah, I think that's fine for now. It gives us time to try to find something if we need it.
I think plans and implementation is probably a spot that if we have anything that's even close to being available for that kind of thing. I think your email was right on that though.
And again, if this helps, I'd be willing to split that between commissary and P and I if that helps.
No,
That's his pay for it. Rotation, and that's his commissary bill.
yeah, I think, I mean, we either pay it now or pay it later down the road. Somebody's paying for it. Because I think from my recollection of the numbers, we could cover that out of plans and presentations. So,
14.5, is that what it was? He needs
13,000.
13,795.
13.7.
And that's brand new, right?
Correct.
And you're covering all of the other equipment installed and all that.
Correct, I will cover that.
All right, I'm fine with paying it, so I'd make the motion and go ahead and pay for the Durango for $13,795 out of plans and implementation.
A second.
And I'll concur.
Thank you very much.
Pat?
For the bids.
Yep, go ahead. That way you don't have much time to talk.
All right. The hiring update for June, we hired 6 part-time employees, more or less seasonal, 1 in the clerk's office, 1 for the health department, 2 in the visitors center, and 2 for the parks department. Full-time positions, 1 for animal control, 1 for courthouse security, 3 for the detention center, and 1 for 911. So total of 12. Recycling, we participated in the recycling, and that was June 10th. So that involves some more electronics and some more paper. And thanks again to Jake Bauer, who took care of those items for us. And the other thing I have is a shout out to the commissioners and council and those on the fair committee for all of their hard work on the upcoming fair. Cave County Fair is July 13th to 19th. They've done a lot of hard work out there and improvements to the fairgrounds. So there is a schedule of events on the back table if anybody wants to take one of those. And then I'll probably email those out so that the county can have the schedule, see what's going on, and they can share those with their friends and family. That's all I have.
One thing, on shredding, I was told that next time we have stuff in the basement to shred, we need to call and have the shredding truck come here directly. Government stuff is not supposed to be transported and stored off-site. So whenever you think we have enough down there, we just need to have a truck come here, back down there and do it on-site.
Mandy Creech.
Mandy.
Andy.
Okay. All right. Have a bid down there. Todd, I'll let you open these. You need to do something.
Looking for grants, man. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, this is.
You didn't create a tally sheet or anything for us, did you?
Sorry,
You didn't create a tally sheet or anything for us, did you?
no,
Okay.
I didn't have anything to do with talent sheet. This first one here is from, Paul Rowe Company for the community crossing grant, and first applied. You need me to read off all these roads for the community crossing grant?
Just the total for the community crossing grant. I just, yeah.
So 1 through 6 projects was $1,545,074.36. The first that applied, it looks like it just, that's all just broken down. So, is that what you want to? Looks like it's got 9 binder and 9 binders. Number 9 surface at 92. Number 11 surface at 92. That's at 4 books down. On milling packaging, it's got the number 180. Number 9 surface hot mix, 185 a ton. Number 11 surface hot mix, 185 a ton. Tank at $4 a gallon. Milling cost line item is $8 square yard. And then the hot and cold mix, FOB, number 9, surface is $70 a ton. Number 11 surface is $70 a ton. Number 9 cold mix, 150 a ton. The number 11 cold mix is 150 a ton.
We have 496.
Do what?
Is there a
Yes.
496?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, 496 is in there. Is there anything else we need to bid? Sorry.
So just make sure they got the bid on.
This would be BC Construction Services. Looks like they got their 496. This would be for the community crossing. 6 projects. And it looks like they are at 2,015,323.24. Okay, and then on the furnace and applied. Hot mix. Looks like number 9 binder. Is that 120 a ton? Number 9 surface. Is that $110 a ton? And number 11 surface. Is that $110 a ton? And the tack, is that $15 a ton?
It's gallons, should be gallons.
Sorry, gal. This is my first time. Milling and patching. Looks like another 9. Mix is 155 a ton. Surface hot mix is 121 a ton. Number 11 surface hot mix is at 119 a ton. The tack, $15 a gallon. Hot and cold mix, FOB. Surface hot mix is 104 a ton. Number 11, surface hot mix is 104 a ton. And the cold mix is at 220 a ton. Or number 9, cold mix, 220 a ton. And number 11, cold mix at 220 a ton. Okay. And it looks like this is bid bond, so it is included in here. I'm sorry.
And that's Form 9600, you think?
Yes. So that was DC construction.
Road construction did have their ball costs.
And we have Dave O'Mara. On the community crossing grant, on those 6 projects, O'Mara is at 1,324,641.62. Hot mix first and applied, number 9 binder, $90 a ton. Number 9 surface, 95 ton. Number 11 surface, $100 a ton. And the tack is at $3 a gallon. Milling and patching, number 9 binder, hot mix, 175 a ton. Number 9 surface hot mix, 180 a ton. Number 11 surface hot mix at 185 a ton. And the tack is at $3 a gallon. On line item milling cost, $75 per square yard. Hot and cold mix, FOB. Number 9 surface hot mix, $60 a ton. Number 11 surface hot mix, 65 a ton. Number 9 cold mix, $70 a ton.
So number 9 cold mix was $70 a ton on the hot and cold mix FOB.
Yes.
Okay.
And number 11 cold mix I would say be $70 a ton. And they got a price there for pack at $3 a gallon. If you have bid bond, and I have Form 96. Oh, that's small. Looks like on CCMG, 6 projects, 1,660,648.42. First and apply. Number 9, binder, $82 a ton. Number 9, surface, $87.50 a ton. Number 11, surface, $88.50 a ton. And the tack at $3.50 a gallon. Milling and patching, number 9, binder, hot mix, $82 a ton. Number 9, surface, hot mix, $87.50 a ton. Number 11, surface hot mix, $88.50 a ton. And the tack at $3.50 a gallon. Milling cost, line item is $12 per square yard. Hot and cold mix, FOB. Number 9, surface, hot mix, $68 a ton. Number 11, surface hot mix, $73 a ton. Cold mix, number 9, number 11, no bid. And 496 is here. Oh, just- So it looks like we have 4 bids.
Come back in close. Okay. So they'll get- All right, so. Let Chad review them, make sure. I said, we'll let Chad review them,
Okay.
make sure everything's in order.
So since it's my first time, also, how does the milling cost work? I know it's per square yard, but that if they go out and mill the road, they charge that price per square yard that they go out? And how much milling are we doing?
Well, normally on the community crossing grant,
Community crossing grant separate than this is like for bridge repairs and road cuts.
Yeah.
Community crossing grant is figured in the price.
Okay, and the others are just for site.
yeah, just first and applied stuff. So say, for example, we did on 220 Southwest, got down by Hair City. We put in 3 pipes as maintenance repair. There was 3 different road cuts. We put that pipe in, hosed it in, and packed it down with 53s. And what they do is they come in and they measure the approach before and approach after, and all that. They mill that out, and then they pay them hot mix.
So when, for me, again, I've got it in front of me, it's made it a little easier when I start looking at comparing costs, it's like, so the community crossing grant row was the lowest.
O'Mara.
O'Mara, I'm sorry, was the lowest. But their milling costs is like 5 times higher.
They're much
That's a different project though.
Right, so the bid's for everything.
No.
right?
No,
We could,
For the community crossing
the
grant,
community crossing grant can be awarded to one company and the FOB, furnished and applied, can go somewhere else.
Okay. Okay,
I didn't have. What's this? Oh, no, I didn't, never mind, I missed it.
Any other questions? We'll look at those, I'm assuming you order them the next meeting.
okay. And do I get copies of all those?
Once he goes through.
Okay.
That's why you bring bid tally sheet, we fill it in for you so you can review that at your leisure.
Tony, do you have the road construction down there still?
the road,
Yeah.
I missed some numbers when I was going through that earlier.
For their milling a square yard.
I had that as 70. I think. Is that wrong?
I'll look on. Works. Okay.
The milling cost was $8 a square yard.
So Parks knows that he usually puts together a spreadsheet with all of it in there. So you know, like okay.
At the end of the day, they need to come back to the auditor's office.
Yeah, he needs to have it.
We have to- Thank you. That's what you're talking.
The next thing I bid for portal labs at the fair. This is from Portal F Sanitation, Jamie Brown. The insurance certificate is present. Bid is $2,156. $2,156. It does have tax included in here, and that would be exempt, so his bid would be $2,100. The next one's Mazingo Sanitation. Their bid is $2,000. Insurance certificate is here. Last one is from Best Way. Best Way's insurance certificate is present. Best Way's total cost is an in-kind contribution to the Decatur County Fair, no charge. Goddamn permit number 738.
They're providing the same equipment
Yes, they're given 16 portlets,
as well. Says they're gonna service them throughout the week as well.
cleaning all 16 units every 48 hours, 9 a.m., July 7th through July the 20th. Looks like what we use the Best Way. There.
Yes, do we need to vote on that?
We probably do.
I'd make a motion, to go ahead and contact Best Way to let them know that they won, and to accept the bid for Best Way for the toilets at the fairgrounds.
Second. Concur. Board appointments. The health department, the new health mandate requires additional board member, which is appointed by the mayor of Greensburg. He has suggested that we appoint Susie Johanneman. I think she's a nurse practitioner, is that right?
Yes.
I'm assuming we need to vote on that.
I'd go ahead and make that motion.
Second.
I would concur. We also have a board appointment opening on the Animal Control Board. Are you guys ready to
Yes, I'm ready to
move on?
discuss or vote, whichever one you guys wanna do. With information that Ashley, Huntgate is interested in doing it, I think she'd be great. She's passionate about it. She's gone to a number of those meetings. My only question, with her would be the conflict potentially arising, being a county council member, as well as being on the board.
Yeah, I put some thought into that we're all on boards.
I agree. Joe, I agree. I don't think there's any major.
Council members sit on that board, yeah, that's nothing to do with it.
That was the only downside to it. I don't think it's a major thing that if there's something that comes up, that she can obviously abstain from taking any kind of action if she has to.
Any thoughts, Danny?
What's that?
With Ashley being on that animal control board,
I don't have any problem with it. I think she could, she need to fill out a paper that's conflict of interest or not. I mean, her dad was a commissioner and she was a council, so, we approved you guys' budgets. She was on that too. She'd be good on it.
I agree.
I mean, she really would, detail wise.
I'll make a motion to nominate Ashley to the animal control board.
I'd second that.
I'll concur with you guys. the better. Ron, you have anything for us?
Main thing is, I attended the Ready to meeting in, South Bend a week or so ago. They put the final touches on that road. The state set aside $500 million for a second round of ready grants. They said that this one is gonna have the same type of match, 4-1 match, 3 private, 1 public. Focus is gonna be on purpose stuff, infrastructure, that kind of thing, rather than programming or operations. So with that being said, if there are programs that the county would like, you can take a look and see if you could, see what equipment or construction you can do to kind of help those projects. Looking to submit it probably early December, possibly even early next year. Bottom line is, we're gonna be starting to put together projects. We do have a list of remaining projects for the first round. And we'll probably go through and assess those. When I say we, it'll be the regional development steering committee, not the board. The steering committee is made up of Mark served on it, Jennifer Hart here, the mayor as well, and similar participants from sort of the other partner counties and cities to kind of come up with extending with public input that we had in the first round of our application, come up with a list of large projects for us. How we can match together. The focuses again, population growth, talent retention, childcare is something that was mentioned quite a few times. They want to increase the number of patents in Indiana, which is kind of associated with education, skilled help workers, entrepreneurs. So as that finalizes and comes out, I'll send it out there. But I would just say, as you're looking at projects in the county, especially projects that have an impact beyond the county borders in our region, keep this in mind because it could be out for us. They are matching also. I should emphasize that it's a portfolio of all the projects in the region. So it's not like every project has to have 4-1 match. So we'll wind up with 8 to 10 matches, especially if they have developers involved willing to for housing projects. We're allowed to count the value of each house built. So it's a math problem. Rather gather the projects first and then figure out how to match themselves with that. So that's the biggest thing. The next thing is our annual meetings, July 13th. They're all invited 9 to 11 this year. It's going to be kind of a coffee and brunch kind of situation. But invite you to comments at the City Hall.
Brian, did they, last time I felt like they led us to, when they said that 500 million, that there would be 10, $50 million winners.
Yeah.
Did they go off in that direction any?
No, it's actually
That everybody's a winner, like Pee Wee, everybody gets to take home trophy?
definitely just going on that everyone, people walk away from that, but it is a competition still. And what they did, they really want to concentrate on strategy this time, overall strategy, not just a list of projects. And we're lucky because we do kind of have a strategy based on our last rate point. We're allowed to feed projects in an overall strategy. Not all regions had that. Some of them just did a call out for projects. And so they had just these kind of random projects all over the place. Limit, they say limit, quotation marks around that, it's still 50 million per region.
Max.
But they were very quick to say they reserve the right to fund more if they need to. I know that was such an issue. Large metro areas, 50 million is not enough for them. Very happy. 20 to 50 or to more for not 50. But then, yeah, they reserve the IEDC, this is food industry. Very quick to say that they reserve the right to fund more. But yeah, it's everybody's a little bit, and these are also not federal ARPA funds, it's state dollars, so there's not quite the restrictions that were.
Okay, thank you. Guys, any questions?
No.
Anyone else have anything? Dawn? Anything?
Leah and I both attended the Indian Chamber Executives Association meeting at the beginning of June, which is an annual networking event of all chambers throughout the state. We have not gone public other than today to say that our chamber was selected as a semifinalist for Chamber of the Year, so we're pretty proud of that recognition. Thank you, and we'll continue to build on that success and what we've done over the past couple of years. Along with that, the Women in Business Conference, which was held last week, was extremely successful. We had just under 200 attendees, and we're looking forward to our golf outing at the beginning of August.
Fantastic, good work.
Hearing nothing else?
Before we do, we're actually selecting the asphalt bids next meeting, correct? Okay. We just opened up today and we're selecting one next time. Okay.
Make sure.
Do you take him under advice?
Yeah, Chad will have to make sure the bonds are correct.
And
Math works out.
I guess do we need to move the table it until next meeting?
Just motion to select. By that not being in an Excel format, there could be math issues, so the math will all have to be changed.
So I guess I'd make a motion that we just take up the actual selection of bids next meeting.
So,
Anything else, anybody? Motion to adjourn.
second. You are recessed. Have a happy 4th of July.
Throw them and then they'll go off and do. I think my direction.